I do want to bring something up because I feel like you guys have pushed this story to the wayside 3 weeks in a row. I feel like it could potentially be the most important news. Don't even bobble your head at me there, Wesley. I sent you guys this UFO story, and you guys have balked at it, I feel like there was zero interest coming from you. Okay, first of all, I know you guys have the story. I'll read from it in a minute. But why do you guys not give a shit about this latest story from the Pentagon, possibly confirming potentially that we have off-world vehicles? Why don't you guys give a shit? I'll start with you, Alan.
I mean, I wouldn't say that I necessarily don't give a shit. It's just that I feel like I already knew that.
Okay. All right. So
that makes sense. Like, that's just me.
So it's not a surprise to you that these things are out there, but shouldn't it shock you that they're finally admitting to it? Kind of like the professional wrestling conversation we were having, like for years and decades. Okay, everybody kept their mouth shut. This is real, and then finally now some millennials in charge of some classified piece of paper at the Pentagon's like, "Holy shit, guys, we got aliens!" And nobody cares that they've actually said it out loud.
Well, it's probably a young person, or I think also like I don't really remember the exact surroundings and the cultural climate of when WWF was like, yeah, this shit's fake. But right now seems like a perfect time to kind of slip that on in and be like, oh, we got potential race wars, all time. Pandemic, everybody's dying, economy imploding. Oh yeah, we got aliens. Fuck that shit though. Pandemic. Like it seems like a good time.
I feel like your logic is sound. Wes, why don't you care?
Because I feel as if I'm not going to believe aliens have entered our atmosphere until something like Close Encounters of the Third Kind happens. Like comes down, and some fucking big thing walks off the launch pad and goes, "Hello, everybody! I'm Bobcat Goldthwait," or something. I don't know. And
that would be incredible.
And that's that. I mean, okay, yes, they saw something that they're not quite sure what it is.
No, I mean, that's not what this is. You don't even care enough to read the goddamn story. Mm-hmm. That's amazing to me.
I breezed through it. I read the first couple sentences. Read the first couple sentences.
Potentially the most groundbreaking news story in the history of all human civilization, and you breezed through it. Thank you.
They don't know what it is. It doesn't mean it's a fucking alien.
But it's not a thing. It's several decades of things and in possession of things that cannot be explained. The article, I am going to breeze through it for time's sake here, but here's the headline. The Pentagon UFO unit is in the spotlight. Report mentions off-world vehicles not made of this earth. Now, that should be groundbreaking and ground-shattering, but I think for all the reasons that Alan mentioned, it's been just kind of swept to the side. Race riot, pandemic, presidential election. There's a million things that Americans are concerned with. And then it goes on. The unit, which is now part of the Office of Naval Intelligence, has spent over a decade discussing mysterious events in classified briefings, according to the news outlet. A government contractor told the Times that he gave a classified briefing to the Department of Defense in March describing retrievals of off-world vehicles not made on this earth. Now, they go on to say that there are some metallic objects that are made of materials that can be found here on Earth, but there's other materials that can only be found off-world, and yet they are technologically based. So it's something that someone has manipulated that is not from planet Earth. And that should, gosh, man, this guy here, rolling his eyes, this is what the flat earthers do. Show it to me. Show me the curve without the fisheye lens.
Listen, man, I am super anti-conspiracy theory. Like what?
Is this a conspiracy theory, though?
No, it's not. He's saying that
we got this shit.
He's comparing.
Look at our manifesto of shit. We've got it.
First of all, I didn't realize that this was an operation that was happening over the course of 3 decades. I did not read that part. So therefore, I will admit that I'm wrong on that. Second of all, I'm not quite sure what to make of, like, okay, we've retrieved materials. I thought the damn thing had like some sonar graphic on there. Is that, or is that just for show?
No, it has, okay, Commander Fravor, who was either a Navy pilot or an Air Force pilot. Anyway, he was out in the Pacific and they were doing drills, and he saw this, what they're calling the Tic Tac, and it goes from 60,000 feet to 1 foot off of the ocean in less than a second. Complete free fall stop, and then takes off again. And he's like, what the fuck is that? And the radar operator's like, oh yeah, we've seen these things every couple weeks. We haven't gotten a lock on them. Well, this guy, Commander Fravor, is the first pilot to actually lock his weapon system onto the object. And once you're locked on, it follows them with the camera. It's got like a little like a little turd on the bottom with and so he's able to follow it, and it's doing things that we can't do. And so finally, after he retired, he started talking about this stuff, and everybody's like, well, he's not crazy because the military can't like talk shit on this guy. They made him a naval commander, for God's sake. So they don't want to discredit him because that discredits them. And he's telling everybody about it. The video footage came out, and they can't dispute it. It's real. Freedom of Information Acts are out there.
Yeah.
And all the paperwork's coming in. And now finally they're admitting to this. Plus, you got that guy, Bob Lazar, who claims he worked at Area 51 like 30 years ago.
We talked about this in an episode. I have watched multiple things with that guy. He had like a 2-hour podcast with Joe Rogan, who I know you both love.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole Netflix special, they got alien shit, bro.
Yeah, bro. They got alien shit.
Alien fecal matter. And it's a lot longer than that broad who pooped one out over that
times longer
than that bowling
it
alley.
Actually stretches from here to a different planet.
Listen, I'm not disputing what's taking place. It's just it's almost the way you're talking about it. It's like Independence Day is happening here in the next couple weeks. And if it is of a foreign thing, then damn, man, yeah, let's promote it. Let's get to the bottom of things. Let's be broadcast journalists. But I'm kind of hesitant to jump the gun on this and say aliens have entered planet Earth gerbil-like with an applicator.
Well, it's not. Well, I genuinely believe, and this is not a knock on you, but I feel like your attitude on this subject is why they've released it finally. Because there was a time, even in our lifetime, like the mid 80s, okay? Let's see, mid 80s, I was like, let's say 1985, I was 6 years old. The world would have lost its shit if it knew that aliens could have potentially visited this planet. Because of all the religious zealots that were still in America, like, you know, the fact that church attendance has declined and we're okay with accepting aliens possibly existing and visiting Earth. I don't think those things they're related. I think people can handle it now because we're used to weird shit. We're used to seeing so much weird shit that this shit ain't that weird.
Aren't we at an era where even in the last like 10 years with the way the satellites are, I'm not saying that it's like Ronald Reagan-esque Star Wars where he was going to blow up fucking any type of Gorbachev nuke that was going out of the atmosphere and in, but are we at a time where if anything enters the atmosphere, we know about it? Or do these people have cloaking devices and they can just...
Well, I don't know. Obviously, if what that guy, Commander Fravor, was talking about is real, then they have cloaking devices and they can move at a rate of speed that we might just be like, that was a meteor, that was an asteroid, that was that was just something burning up in the atmosphere. Like something that it's kind of like I cannot remember the specific example, but sometimes in NASA, like they go ahead and they calculate in for anomalies. And then if something anomalous happens, they're like, nope, that was a glitch in the system. They don't even look at it. But that could have been the thing.
Okay.
So you see what I'm saying? Like, who knows? We can't visit them, but they can visit us. So their technology's got to be better than ours, right? So why couldn't they get past us without us seeing them?
Yeah, I guess they're Klingons. They had like cloaking. They had bird of prey, right? Yeah, you knew I was going to come at you with one of the best words. Listen, I hope I'm wrong. I'd love for aliens to come here and insert alien gerbils into us via an applicator. All right?
They definitely have applicators, though. 100%.
But I want you to check out this crazy ass theory that I heard recently, which I've heard before, but it didn't make sense until I really, really got drunk outside the other night and thought about it really hard. And it's that this might be us visiting us, past us visiting us. So we were alive and had an entire civilization, super advanced, made all this machinery and stuff, flew off Earth, asteroid hits, global warming, whatever, global disaster, populations all but wiped out. And then they're like, hey, you want to go visit the homeland? See what's going on down there? Holy shit, they made a comeback. And it's just us from the past visiting our future selves that are now a infantile, unevolved race in comparison to what we once were before the world was destroyed.
Yeah, mind blown, right? Christ, write that movie. Write that shit down, man.
They did. It's called Prometheus.
yeah, they did that already.
They fucking made it.
Yep, it's called Prometheus. It's great.
Tom Green found one. Tom Green found one as well.
Right. I just wish you took this a little more seriously. I'm not saying you have to take it a lot more seriously. You are looking at your asshole as hard as you've rolled your eyes over the last 5 minutes. I just want a grain of acceptance. That's all I'm asking.
You have about 4 to 5 grains of acceptance. I admitted that I didn't read it. I admit that these people aren't kooks. I admit that the commander that you had talked about obviously saw what he saw. I'm not saying that aliens have entered, but I'm saying aliens might have entered.
Thank you.